Hi friends, I'm excited to share a new layout with you today for the Shimmerz Paints design team. I am using the July Color Kit and a bunch of things for my stash. So I started this layout by making a grid or just dividing the paper into 4 squares with pencil marks. So I did it right at 6 inches, 6 inches from either side. And then I took out all of the colors in the color kit. So there are 5 colors. I have them all listed in the comments below, but there are 5 colors in the July Color Kits, and then there is an additional color in the bonus bundle. So I am going to be using all 6 of those colors on this layout, plus some blue shades from my stash. So, and that were in past color kits. So again, everything is listed in the comments below if you would like to see the names of the colors that I used. So I did the yellows, and I love that one of the yellows is a colorings and one of them is a color splash, because the colorings is more of a flat color. I'm talking about the 2 yellow shades. The colorings is more of a flat color, and then the color splash is an acrylic spray. So I love that the finishes on those are different, and I love how they look when they're mixed. So that was a fun thing. And then for the pinks, 2 different pinks, love both of them. And I especially love how they look kind of layered on top of each other. And there I just got a couple little pink drops in the wrong spot, so I just added a little water and wiped them off, and that worked well. I did not mention I am using Foundations Mixed Media White Cardstock, and I love how shimmers respond to that paper, so that's what I'm using for the background. And then here I am adding on the 2 pink colors in the July Color Kits. And I will say I am adding on the color with paintbrush, like with a paintbrush, and then also using some packaging to add it on, and then adding splatters and trying, because I don't want my color to look flat. So I'm trying to give a variation in strategies to get it on the paper, and that helps give a more varied look with the color. So here I'm going back and kind of blending out some of those brush strokes in the pink. And then the next little quadrant is going to be green. And again, one of the greens is in the color kit, and then one was in the bonus bundles, and those are listed below. So I'm going to add on the lighter shade here. And I'm trying to, and you'll see that it doesn't look perfect when I get done, but I'm kind of basically trying to make it look like a circle. So a 4-part circle. And you'll see, like, when I'm done, like the yellow space right now kind of looks a little bit smaller, like I didn't go as far out towards the corner, but all of it, I fix all of it. So no worries. And then here I'm just using the packaging to kind of go back and smudge some of that color on. And I'm really just wanting the color to not look as planned. Like, I don't want it to look like, oh, she took a paintbrush and added some color to the paper. I want it to look like there's layers and several different mediums, because there are on all of them. And then the blue, I took several different shades of blue, and I have them all listed down there, but I went light and dark, and I wanted a kind of an aqua turquoise shade. And there are so many beautiful blue Shimmerz paints to choose from, so it was easy to choose, to go into my stash and pick out some colors, because there's so many beautiful blues. I'm trying to get the shape right, and really I'm kind of winging it. So I had the lines drawn at 6 inches from the side and 6 inches from the top, but I don't have a circle drawn. So I was really kind of eyeballing where the color needed to go, and I'm totally fine with that, because with mixed media, it doesn't need to be perfect. So I never want anything to look too absolutely perfect. If I had drawn a circle, it would look like I'd drawn a circle. So I'm okay that that it kind of looks like a wonky circle a little bit. And I just keep adding color until I get the look that I want. And I was careful with spraying the colors just because I didn't want the colors to mix. I really want a very distinct pink, yellow, green, and blue. I did not want a blending of colors. Lots of times with mixed media, I want the colors to blend, but in this situation, I did not want that. So I did use my heat tool a little bit to dry it, and now it's dry. And so the pattern paper, the only pattern paper I use on this layout is this pattern paper right here, and it is from the July Color Kitz, and it is a beautiful pink and yellow pattern. I absolutely love it. But that's the only pattern paper on the layout. The rest of everything else that's going to be on the layout is going to be embellishments and ephemera. So that's pretty much it. And this would be a great stash busting technique. So I know a lot of people will post videos on like busting their stash, like trying to get rid of some of the things that you have from your stash. That's really what I was trying to do here. So I have a whole lot of things in buckets that I have collected. I am often a collector of scrapbooking things, and sometimes feel hesitant to use things that I love too much. Like I don't want to use things that I love too much because I want to save them. Like that pink metallic flower, that was from Amy Tangerine, I think. And all of the embellishments, all of the ephemera, everything on this layout that I'm going to use now came from past hip kits. So I have been a hip kit subscriber for a long time, and I had lots and lots and lots of ephemera and embellishments that I have never used. So I just have them sitting in buckets, and I thought, oh my gosh, okay, so these Shimmerz, because the Shimmerz paints this month are absolutely gorgeous and have very distinct shades. So there's no colors that are really like a mixture of color, like this very distinct pink, green, and yellow. And so I thought, wow, what fun that would be to go through all of my embellishments and pull out embellishments that match those colors. So, and the pink is kind of a distinct pink, like the two pinks mixed together, kind of a distinct pink. And it just, as it turned out, I had lots of things that were that color. Some lighter, some darker, but I had lots of embellishments to layer on. So what I'm doing here is just taking a bunch of things, and I'm creating kind of a cluster in each color. So it's tone on tone for sure. And one tip for this is I started with my biggest embellishment first, and I kind of layered that behind the photo, and I'm going to do that in each quadrant. So that big pink flower, that was the biggest embellishment that I had that I wanted to use. And so I put that one on first, layered it behind the photo, and then, you know, kind of went up from there. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the green section, yellow section, and blue section. So all of those, it's going to be the same, kind of the same strategy. And this was a delicate balance for sure between using all the things that I loved and not overdoing it. So for some people, this layout's going to be totally overdone, like way too many things on the layout. But for me, more is more. I'm a more is more girl. So I love having all of the things on the layout. And I did go through, so the colors in the Shimmerz Paints July Color Kitz very much scream summer to me. And these photos are still from our Greece trip. I keep thinking I'm close to getting done, and then there's more wonderful photos I have to scrap. So I loved these photos. We were out on the water. This was a day we spent on a boat out in the beautiful ocean outside of Santorini. And the one picture on the left is of my daughter and me, and the picture on the right is just of my daughter, and she was doing gymnastics moves and entertaining some guys that were on the boat. They just thought she was adorable, and she's wearing a rainbow swimsuit cover. So I loved the colors in this kit with what she was wearing, and then the picture of the two of us, I just loved it, but I had to incorporate blue because there's a lot of blue in that photo. So then it's also like a beachy theme kind of photo. Like we were out in the ocean, made some stops on some beaches and things. So I wanted to make sure that all of the embellishments that I'm including go with that. So they feel very tropical to me, kind of tropical, ocean, beachy vibes. Those are the things that I pulled out. Okay, so while I was talking, I did the whole green section and then mostly did all of it off camera. But for the green section, again, I started with the big green circle, like that white and green circle. That was the biggest embellishment. So I started with where I wanted that and then filled in and built around it. Same thing in the yellow section. That big yellow heart was the largest embellishment. So I did that first. And my photos were already glued down when I started adding those embellishments. So a little trick for that is just to take your scissors and notch out a little bit of the embellishment, the part that would normally be layered behind the photo. If your photo is already glued down, you can just use your scissors to cut off part of it and then tuck it under. So that's what I did with the green and the yellow. And then I just filled in hearts, sunshines, little sunshine images, lemons, butterflies. I think I have a butterfly in each. Do I have a green one? I think I have a butterfly or a bird in each section. I know I have a little green fish up there, a little green and black striped fish, which I love. And all of the things, like when I look at this, I think, oh my gosh, what a great day we had out on the ocean. And that's what I wanted the layout to feel like to me. So that's, when I look at it, that's what I see. And when my daughter looks at it, that's what she sees. So that's important to me, that the whole feel of the photos kind of shines through on the layout. And then I'm going to go back in all of the places where I have, I think each section I had a tag of some kind. Yeah, every quadrant I had a tag of some kind. So some of them are like trimmed off and it's just like the top of the tag poking out or whatever, but I did go and add thread, little bows to each of those. And then I'm going to take pops of color and fill in, and you can kind of see that I did try to keep the embellishments in that circular shape. So there are some embellishments that are sticking out further than others, but generally speaking, when you look at this layout, it kind of looks like a circle of color. So, and that's what I wanted it to look like. It's not perfect, doesn't have to be, but generally speaking, it looks like a circle. And then here are some close-ups of the layout, and I love all of those little pieces and parts. And I got to use a lot of them, so that was super fun. And there's the finished layout. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them. I wanted to do something fun and summary, and I think I accomplished that. I absolutely love the July Color Kits. They're my favorite color kits maybe ever. I love all of the colors in them, so I would recommend that you order. And if you do, put my name, Sarah Millerhouse, in the comment section and you'll get a free gift. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye for now.